Bible in a Year Review. Hey everyone, today I want to share with you about my journey of reading the whole Bible within a year, the good and the bad of it, and why you should do the same. And this challenge is for you in this coming year. So to tell you the truth, this is something I actually did last year, not this year. I saw a post on Facebook by Artie Candle that challenged me to set a Bible reading plan for 2020, so I decided to do that. I looked up some chronological Bible reading plan, and this was actually a really fun one, which I recommend all of you to try if you have not. The link is in the description below. It means that every day there are chapters and verses that are set in different parts of the Bible that will make you read the whole Bible according to timeline and when it was written. It's the historical overview, basically. And I am very happy that I did it, and it gave me a license to make this video, right? So how was it? Honestly, my attitude with scripture was something like, I try to read every day, maybe like a chapter or two, depending on how I feel like reading and etc. So I kind of assume that like the normal amount of reading wouldn't fall too short of the amount you would read like if you were to set a plan for a year, right? And I was proven very drastically wrong for a few reasons. The amount of reading is actually more than I have thought, and if it's kind of okay actually to do it daily if you're someone that is well disciplined. The thing is, I'm not, and it just highlights how much you don't really read unless you have put something like this in place, And with the plan, there were like a lot of days that just went by when I haven't read any, and there were a few times when I would just like sit down and try to catch up a reading of the few days or more than a week. And this brings a slight con about it, if you were to say, which is that if you are catching up, it ends up being more of a amount of reading goal than just meditating and studying the scriptures. I was like, man, I need to read until here, Actually, not even just like until here, because sometimes you're just hopping from this book and that book, and you're more focused on just reading and filling the day throughout the story. But if I was disciplined to stick with the amount of reading every day, setting aside perhaps 30 minutes or even 15 minutes before bed to read them and etc., it would have given me more time to study and pray through them, I am sure. But the greatest pro of this is that you actually read the whole Bible in a year. So I'm someone that is more naturally dependent on motivation than discipline, and well, that's pretty much with everybody, right? And though there is that element of engaging in scriptures when you don't necessarily feel like it and etc., it does make me wonder how much I would have actually read if I didn't have the plan. Perhaps I wouldn't have read even up to half the amount of the Bible throughout the year. And it's because we all go through different seasons. The seasons when you are devouring the scriptures and reading whenever you have time between things, because studying the scripture is actually fun, especially as a younger believer, so to speak. But I do believe that there are seasons when the disciplines prove themselves. Honestly, this year really wasn't the best year for me when it comes to Bible reading. I took a New Testament Bible reading plan for this year to make it less intense, and still, I'm often slacking off on this one. So another awesome pro of the plan which I did last year was the fun of the chronological reading. So you read it like a story, right? And it gives you the whole overview of what event occurred after what else and etc. There were, of course, some parts which I personally wasn't that excited about, which were also repetitive, especially the book of Chronicles and Kings, because you read the same thing twice because the events that are recorded almost the exact same way in both of these books, right? But for those who enjoy the historical understanding, at least more than I do, would really enjoy taking on this journey. The epistles were also interesting to read in the timeline order and to see how Paul's writing changes over time. Would I recommend for you to have the plan for every year? It depends. If you haven't done it before, this is the year, man. Like, you gotta do it now. I'm telling you to do it now. But if you've done it already and maybe a few times, then perhaps you would know that you might want to allow yourself less intensity of deadlining your scriptures reading. But of course, you can have this year plan going on and also have other time set aside for a deeper studies into specific parts of the scriptures or etc. and things like that. It's really up to you and how much you can actually do and meet realistically throughout your schedule and your time, and most of all, your devotion. Again, I've put the link to the Chronological Bible reading plan in the description below so that you can use that. It either open the file up every day to check where you need to read, or take the time aside to write all the plan into your days for the coming year calendar. That is what I did because the files you need to look into your day every time and etc. But having that plan set into your calendar with reminders every day really helped and got me going. I'll be coming with another year-end video soon, which is about Christmas. I did a little research that you may have a bit of a Christmas trivia facts that are Christian, as it actually is all about Christianity for this coming celebration time. And so if you haven't yet, do subscribe now and click the notification bell that you will be notified when it is up. So that's it for now, and I'll see you guys soon.